we read about it and we just thought, they're not going to let us in charge of a race car. And we got to Monza and Toby, our chief engineer, said, here's your run sheets, here are your tyres, fill out the tyre form, and here's the setup we suggest, but from here on, you decide. I was like, well, okay. Where do we start?
Reiter Young Stars is more than just going and driving fast. This championship in particular, we are working with students.
I didn't expect the driver lineup to be that strong, and it's great fun. I mean, there's a lot of drivers who could win it, so it's a big challenge, but I take it.
I really would like to win this year. There's an amazing opportunity up for grabs at the end of the year, and I'm currently leading the ladies, but it's not my only goal this year. I want to be just as competitive as the boys.
Actually, the costs are per driver 59,000 per year for a full season. So you have 5 races. Here in Spa we have even long distance races including, plus a test day. The car is insured. So really that's it more or less what you pay for a full season. And you're starting in an international series, so GT4 European Championship.
First of all, the car is safe and the car is very responsive. So I think young drivers learn that adjustments on the setup of the car is really making a difference. And so this brings them much closer to what it means to maybe set up a GT3 car.
Fantastic. I think that was half the reason why this championship seems so attractive for me, is just the overall concept of it, to bring together young drivers and students that want to get involved in motorsport and sponsors that are already involved in motorsport, and to put them all together randomly and force them to work together and to be competitive is a pretty cool concept. Like, it's super adventurous, and you know, no one's done that before, so I think it's great.
The Reiter Young Stars take you to the racetrack and you run the car, you run the team, you tell the drivers what to do.
5 girls with me, all in all, which is really cool actually, because I've never raced in a series with other girls really.
So I have a very quick teammate, Marko. He's amazing. He is not just really fast, he also helps me to learn, and I can do the video analysis with him together, and we are a quite good combination.
idea behind Reiter Young Star is to bring a young driver into the GT world, racing world, you know, to step up their careers or his career for a really small amount of budget in a great racing car, which is the GT4 KTM X-Bow.
Maybe the most important and interesting thing for me is that we are 8 cars and we all have the same conditions. So yes, we're racing in the European Championship, which is really cool, but at the same time, we go head to head with like 7 other cars, exactly the same conditions, exactly the same cars every time, and you get really compare yourself to the other drivers.
Spa and Mugello are my favorite tracks, so now it feels like I'm home.
I've never been to Monza and Pau before, and also not Hungaroring, so it's only Spa here and Zandvoort in the end that I know already, so it's quite a challenge.
The tracks are amazing, big difference from what I'm used to in Norway and Sweden that I've been raised.
Pretty much every Australian race car driver wants to come to Europe and experience all these amazing tracks like Spa and Monza and pretty much all these tracks that we have on the agenda this year. So once I found out about the program and everything they were offering, it turned out pretty much to be the best opportunity so far.
project was just incredible to build it up, and it was a pleasure to work with 16 kids, 16 drivers, and be massive part of the GT4 European Championship.
You have an imagination what you would like to achieve, and it really happened, and it was much better than we all thought. They nearly died in the pit lane because they were driven over and they were totally lost, and their hands were shaking, they couldn't hold the pen, so nervous they were, and now they are able to run a race car completely alone.
When I was 7 years old, my brother used to go-kart, and I used to go to the racetrack on weekends and watch him because there's a bit of an age gap between us. And I was like, I want to be just like him, and I want to beat him. And that's how it started.
Yeah, it teaches you a lot, and for those that want to work in motorsport, it's the best thing I can think of to actually get involved in motorsport.
Did you beat your brother?
I did. Eventually. It took a few years, but we got there.